We got a brand new survival game releasing this week on PC and PS5 where you adventure through a supernatural world with man's real best friend, a car. What is Pacific Drive all about? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it worth your time? I've played over 20 hours of the game and completed the main quest, and I'm here today to give you guys my full review, so let's get into it. Pacific Drive is a first-person driving survival game where you will go on trips gathering supplies to upgrade your car, but also try and survive supernatural dangers that are trying to destroy you and your car. Each run will get you deeper into the world and into new biomes, which means you will face crazier challenges, but also gives you the opportunity to find better supplies for upgrades. All of this while also unraveling a long forgotten mystery about what exactly happened in the Pacific Northwest Olympic exclusion zone. I'll be honest with you guys, this is a weird review because when I first started playing this game, I'd say like the first hour or so, I actually hated playing it. I was so down on it. I was so disappointed because I played the demo and I was enjoying myself in the demo. But once they sent me out into the world in this game, I started dying a lot and I lost all my progress and I was getting very upset and I felt like, this is not going to end well as a review and I was going to be very down on it. But I pushed through, I took my time with it, and by the end, I'm happy to say I really liked Pacific Drive. So let's get through everything. First thing I want to talk about is the gameplay loop itself, because a lot of you guys probably don't know what kind of game it is. The idea of the game is that you're going to start at your garage, and then you're going to set yourself up, you're going to pick up everything, fix up your car, gather all the stuff and put it in the trunk of your car. You're going to choose the destination that you want to go to, and then you're going to head there. Once you're in the area, you can drive around, get out of your car, go into the areas and loot all the houses or containers that you find, and basically there's just a bunch of crazy supernatural things that are trying to kill you along the way. And you can also scan the anomalies, which are all the enemies or supernatural stuff that are happening, so that you get more information on what they do, because not all of them are actually bad. Some of them do help you if you use them in a certain way. As you're going through it, you're gonna finish up the whole area, and then you have to make a decision. Do you want to keep driving and go to the next area? If you're feeling comfortable and ready to go, let's say you have enough gas, you have enough fuel, you've got all the repairs done, your car's in good condition, your battery's all good, you're feeling good, you can try and push to that next zone. But again, there is a risk that if you die, you are going to be sent back to your garage and you lose all of it. Everything you just did, all your progress, your material, everything is gone. And when you go back to your base, if you died along the way, your car is scrapped. So like, not only did you lose all the material, but the material you have at the base, you're gonna need to use it to repair your car because you messed up along the way. So death in this game is absolutely brutal. So that's option one, is to, once you're in the area, to try and keep moving forward. But the other option is to call with the anchors, you can call back like an extraction, basically, if you want to call it that way. And if you can drive all the way to the extraction, it can send you back to the base with all of your material. And I'm going to say the rush that you get when you activate I think it's called an anchor, when you activate it and you're trying to drive to that extraction, is like nothing I've ever felt before. I was in so much panic mode. I was so stressed out trying to get there. I'm just going to play this whole clip here for you guys. Just enjoy the rush of trying to get back here. So as you guys can see, that is crazy. My heart was racing. The music that's playing, the driving, everything about it is just insane. But getting it is so satisfying, and getting back to your base to be able to use the materials you got to upgrade everything. Everything about the game feels really smooth. The driving, I feel like driving this game is really good. It's gonna feel weird at the start because you have like these really bad tires, but as you upgrade your car to get like off-road tires and you just start sliding a bit less, you can upgrade them even further, and it gets better and better. It felt really fun to upgrade the car as well, to like put new tires on, change the panels, fixing up the car door. All of those things were really fun to like add stuff to the car. I don't know why, I really enjoyed it. And just running around the world, just trying to explore and scavenge for stuff was super fun. It's actually one of the first games ever. This is gonna be really weird, and I'm telling you guys it's weird, but I'm not a PC guy, so I did try and play this game keyboard and mouse, but I did use my controller for driving. So this is the only game that I had my PlayStation controller right next to me and my keyboard and mouse, and what I was doing is I would drive with the controller, and as soon as I'd get out of my car, I'd put my controller down and I'd use my keyboard and mouse to run around the map, and then back to the controller. It just felt natural for me. I don't know why. I'm probably a weirdo. Let me know if that's something you guys do as well, but driving with a stick is the way to go. I didn't want to use the WASD to drive, but walking around and picking up loot, obviously I wanted to use the keyboard and mouse for that. Speaking of that as well, just gonna get this out of the way, I don't have the best performing PC when it comes to gaming. So performance wise, it was fine for me, but I don't want you guys to use this review specifically on how the graphics are or the performance of the game. I didn't get any crashes, so that's a good news. Couple of small, very, very minor bugs that I'm sure they're gonna fix. One of them, for example, is whenever I would find a collectible and I would open up the logbook, for some reason I couldn't back out, so what I had to do is just switch menus and then I can back out. Some minor things like that. Performance, like I said, the graphics itself, I had all of them on high, which I think there's also ultra, so you can probably have it even better. It looked good. I liked what I saw for the size of the scope of the game, and obviously this is a small indie team working on it. I was very impressed with everything. It's not like AAA or anything, but that's not what I was expecting. But what is there is gorgeous. I really like the world. There's a couple biomes in there too. My only thing is I wish the biomes were a little different from one another. They all feel a little samey. But outside of that, like I said, graphic wise, it's fine. I was happy with it, but like I wouldn't compare my PC performance to other gaming PCs or anything. This is meant specifically for video editing and streaming more than anything else. Going back to gameplay, I just went on the little performance rant there, but going back to the gameplay, I said I really like the loop, I love the driving, I love the panic, I love everything. Death in this game is absolutely brutal, and it was one of the things that really took it away from me, that whenever I would die, I felt like I had lost so much progress, because at the start I did two mistakes and both of them bothered me. The first mistake is I tried to rush through just to get the story. I was like, I'm gonna go from mission to mission to mission, just trying to focus on the story, and I realized that as I was doing that, I was hitting these walls where I just didn't have enough materials, didn't have the upgrades, didn't have the proper car to be able to progress to the next area, and I ended up just dying because of that, and dying that way was very frustrating because it lost a lot of progress. But then I decided, all right, you know what? I'm going to back out. I'm going to go and just drive around, go to different areas and just gather more supplies and go back to my base to upgrade. But then I made a second mistake where whenever I would go there and get the supplies, I kept being like, I could do one more area. I could do one more area. And then I died again and I lost all my progress again. I would say I easily lost 4 or 5 hours worth of game time due to deaths. So it is absolutely brutal. But I will say it's my own fault. You guys, I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this, you're interested, take your time with this game. Don't risk too much. Or on the other side, and I only found this out just now as I'm recording this video, because I like to go through all the menus and everything when I want to record, there's a lot of accessibility options and a lot of difficulty options. So if you guys want to have a good time, or that's not the right word, but if you want an easier challenge, there are a lot of options in the options to change the difficulties. For example, you can have a thing where if you succeed a run, when you come back to the base, your car is fully repaired. There is another setting where when you die, you don't lose all of your materials. So there are a lot of ways to cater this gameplay to a lot of people. If you want the full survival game mode, you're going to want to go the regular difficulty. But if you're just interested in playing the game and you don't want to worry too much about death, then obviously go in there and change those settings. I think you're gonna have just as much of a fun time. The story sadly was just fine. I felt like the mystery was way more interesting than the actual story it was. The mystery of like what's happening in this world, what is all like what's going on. I felt like that was way better than what we got at the end. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm just gonna say like I don't think you want to play this game specifically for the story. There's a lot of other good stuff there. The story, like I said, is fine. Some people are really probably gonna love it, but it didn't hit for me as much as I wish it did. Trying to again keep it spoiler free. It took me 17 hours to hit the end of the campaign. So that is with a couple, like I said, a couple of runs that were just like supply runs and stuff like that. And this is not counting the 4 or 5 hours that I lost. So it would I played over 21 or 22 hours, but 4 or 5 of them were lost due to death that don't count on your save. Like when I checked my full save file, it said 17 and a half hours. So take an extra 4 or 5 hours on top of that from all the deaths that I had along the way. But that's about how long it took me. Once you're done the story, or even during, you can, like I said, there's a lot of paths and a lot of different ways to get there, and along the way there's a lot of different materials and upgrades to find. There is so much to do here that you will be able to play this game easily, I think, for over 40 hours. I can easily see a lot of content. It might get a little bit repetitive if you're going to go for the full 40, but I think a good 20 to 25 hours to get through everything is a very good rate for this game. The last thing I want to talk about is the audio. The audio in this game is excellent. The choice of music, so obviously there's a radio in your car and you could just play music along, which are not copyright free. So if you're a content creator like a streamer or a YouTuber who was interested in playing this game, make sure to turn on streamer mode for it when you're going to post it or play it on stream or anything like that. But for everyone else, the music choices are excellent. The character dialogue was so good. Like I said, I didn't love the story, but the cast and the conversations they were having and how they were having it was so good. And everything, the sounds in the world, the atmosphere was stellar. I cannot tell you guys how many times I was outside of my car just looting for stuff and I just heard a noise in my headphones come from behind and freaking goosebumps. I ran back to my car, turned the car engine on, I just drove away because I was like, I don't know what's there. But the audio was fantastic. It is terrifying. It is excellent. And then when you have just a drive with the music, it's so relaxing. It's just the perfect mix in that sense. In the end, I really did like Pacific Drive. It just took me a while to get there. I felt like the deaths were way too brutal on me, but that's probably my own fault. And it is a survival game at heart, and I didn't take it that way. But once you do sit down and play it like it's meant to be played, this is a stellar game, even with some of its flaws. I think that if you're a fan of survival games, this is a must play for you. If you're not a fan of survival games, but you are interested in trying these ones, I definitely think you should check this out, but just maybe mess around with the difficulties and the accessibility options to cater to your options on how you want to play. I do recommend this game more on PC than I do console, specifically because the controller stuff could be a little bit tricky. But at the same time, I recommend this on PC or on console over PC because the driving is always going to be better with a controller. So I really think there's no right or wrong answer here. I think both of them are probably going to be worth it. I got my copy on PC, but I do plan on purchasing another copy for the PS5 because I quite enjoyed all the achievements. So I want to go back and do them as trophies. I really hope there's a platinum though. That's the only thing. If you guys have any questions about the game, please don't hesitate to comment down below. I'll read all of them, and if it fits and there's no spoilers, I will answer your questions about it. If there's any other indie games that you think I should give a shot, make sure to comment. What are the games you want me to review? I have a bunch more, obviously. Subscribe because we got reviews of future new games coming out as well, but I also want to try and go back and play older games as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.